Hi guys, Monster here, back with another video on Geometry Dash. But today, it's going to be a little different. So today I've decided to do a top countdown. So I'm going to be going over the top 3 features of each Geometry Dash update. All the way from update 1.1 to update 2.2, which is not out yet, but you know. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you do, leave a like. All support is appreciated. Comments, just tell me if you want to see any other top ideas. I'd love to have any ideas you guys have. And yeah, enjoy. Update 1.1. Update 1.1 introduced the feature of being able to comment on other people's levels. This increased the community size because now everyone could talk to each other in so-called level chats. If we could not comment on levels, we also could not praise or criticize creators to help them make better levels in the future. I think this is really helpful because if no one could talk, then there would be no communication, there would be no community in general. Every play, the popular recording option for most mobile players, was added into the game in update 1.1. This led for even more community action through comments on every play videos that could also comment on a level structure. Unfortunately, every play was ended by Unity, the company running the program, on October 1st, 2018. I think this is a great platform for mobile players to record easily, because otherwise you had to get a separate recording software, and this just made it so that people could easily do that, at least in Geometry Dash. Geometry Dash Lite, the free version of GD for people who could not or did not want to pay for the full version, was launched with only one single starting level, Stereo Madness. This let people who did not want to pay for the full game to experience Geometry Dash. At first, it's a great way. It's a great way to make a demo for the game on mobile because it's just a separate app that's just the light version that lets you try it out and see if you like it before you actually pay for the full thing. Because you don't want to buy the game and then find out that you don't actually want to play it. Update 1.2. Update 1.2's main feature was the new game mode, the ball. At first, people did not know how to use it, so it just appeared as a spammed game mode in many recent levels. People just spammed portals all over the place, and it was maniac. It was it was horrible because nobody knew how to really use it. But then the level cycles was added to teach people how to use the ball correctly and to give ideas for how to use it as real gameplay in a level. More achievements were added, letting people do more achievement hunting so that the game did not get boring too quickly. There were tons of things for star count and for just levels beaten or levels liked or disliked, or all those things that just led people to have more things to do in the game since there wasn't a lot in it yet. Update 1.3. Most importantly, Update 1.3 added the insane and demon difficulties to the game. As people got better and better at Geometry Dash, new difficulty levels were needed in order to classify more difficult levels. Secondly, a leaderboard was added into the game so that people could compare their stats and race to have more stars by beating more and more difficult levels. Multiple new level details and effects were added so that people could make their levels more interesting without having to use many old objects to create custom ones. Before 1.3, everybody would always use the standard blocks and just move them around in ways so that they could make art out of it, but this way made so that people could easily, more easily, not completely easily, but more easily make words or signs in the level to tell people where to go. Update 1.4. Update 1.4 added the level clutterfunk, which introduced players to the idea of mini size, where your inputs were more sensitive and needed to be controlled more carefully. Clutterfunk was a fairly difficult level at this time, especially while people were still learning how to use the mini mode. And mini could be any type of game mode, not just cube, but there was you could be mini anything. Before update 1.4, there was only one ship skin, so 1.4 added 4 new ships for people to try out since the old one was getting boring. Update 1.4 was the first update to have some teaser images, which showed how the community and the game itself was growing throughout the gaming world. This also showed that RobTop, the developer of the game, was getting much more involved in making this game and less casual as a developer. Update 1.5. Update 1.5 added a new game mode, the UFO, which controlled like Flappy Bird. This was relatively easy to learn since many people had played games like Flappy Bird before. However, this game mode opened up a whole new aspect of difficulty in Geometry Dash. Timing. This opened up for many timing demons where you had to time your jumps perfectly to be able to fit through like small gaps and things like that. Update 1.5 allowed players to vote on the difficulty for levels they downloaded. After enough votes had been cast, the average would be taken. So if many people voted a level insane, but also a lot of people voted hard, then the difficulty would be averaged at harder. This made it easier to show like accurately how difficult the level was, so you could like gauge if you thought you were good enough at the game to be able to beat that level instead of just wasting attempts on it without even being able to beat it. In 1.5, an update was made to the editor, allowing people to copy and paste anything they wanted throughout their levels. While this encouraged pointless spam in some levels, more serious creators relished this ability since they could make a part of their level and then copy and paste parts of it to make building later parts easier. This was like the most useful thing ever, because so many people had to just constantly rebuild the same thing over and over and over again if they wanted to maintain a specific style in the level. But now they could just copy and paste and move things around. It was great. Update 1.6. 1. In 1.6, the first official demon level was added to the game, named Club Step. This was a real challenge for people, especially people who were not very good at the ship, since Club Step had many very difficult and tricky ship sections. There were lots of trolls where people were like, you would think you had to go in one spot, but then there were invisible spikes that are like, not invisible, but like fake spikes that tricked you, and you actually had to go in the path where the spikes were that looked more dangerous. In update 1.6, destructible blocks were added, along with the invisible blocks, which faded in and out on the screen. These blocks encourage many secret paths in levels, especially for secret coins, which were also added in 1.6. Besides achievements, this allowed people to really put their searching skills to the test. Along with achievements that made it so that people could like spend a lot more time in the game and not get bored too quickly. Map packs were added in 1.6 so that people could play groups of 3 levels together, which each rewarded a secret coin. If you wanted those secret coin achievements, you needed to beat the map packs. Update 1.7. Update 1.7's main appeal was the speed portals it added. These were introduced in the difficult new level, Electrodynamics. These allowed people a greater ability to sync their levels with the music that GD relies on. Many new search filters were added in 1.7, letting people look up levels in a more specific fashion, instead of sifting through many levels until they finally found the one they were looking for. An update was made to the editor, along with a system of copying other users' levels, and letting people make remixes or new versions called V2s. The editor was also given a tab system to sort all the different objects, which there were now plenty of. Update 1.8. Update 1.8 added many things to the level editor in Geometry Dash. A duel mode was added, introduced in the new level Hexagon Force. This was a really difficult level at the time because everybody was like blown away by like how you could control 2 things at once, and no one really knew what to do. Sloped objects were added, allowing creators to add a much smoother feel to their levels. They were also given the option of making a level 2-player. This meant that 2 people could play on one device by tapping on different sides of the screen. The editor was also given a playtest mode so that you did not have to constantly save and exit your levels just to check if one part worked or not. A free move option was also added, allowing a much more precise movement of objects. This made art in the game a much more popular type of decoration. One could also flip and rotate objects as well, with just the press of a button. This added on to the copy and paste thing that was added earlier. It's so useful, because if you can't rotate things, then you really can't make any differences to any objects that you can use. It's hard to make ceilings because you can't rotate things around to flip them. Yeah, so it opened up a ton of new options for building. Update 1.9. 1.9 introduced an account system. Since so many people were playing the game at this point, there had to be some way to save your progress across devices. Users were now able to save and load their data if they logged in across different platforms. RobTop, the game's developer, collaborated with Newgrounds.com to add custom music into the game. All people had to do was look up music on Newgrounds and copy the ID and the URL of the song on Newgrounds to a search in the GD editor. You could download songs, which broadened the option for song sync greatly. So many new people could use these cool songs with cool effects to add in more sync and make their levels more interesting. Also, there was a lot of fighting between the Geometry Dash community and Newgrounds because people were posting things that they didn't actually have the rights to, and so there was a ton of copyright issues and stuff like that. But eventually we worked it out. Newgrounds almost left Geometry Dash, but luckily it's still here, because without custom songs, Geometry Dash would be very much dead at this point. A new demon level was added, along with a new game mode, the Wave, which was taught in the new level Blast Processing. This was a really easy level, and it was like so late in like the official levels order that people were like really confused, because like, wow, this is so much easier than the previous ones. Why is it not going by difficulty? The new demon that they added was called Theory of Everything 2. The original Theory of Everything, or TOE to abbreviate, used a song by DJ Nate. After DJ Nate released his second TOE song, TOE 2, the developer created a new level using this song instead. Users in 1.9 were also able to change the color of objects by using 4 new color channels. This greatly increased the popularity of art levels, as well as using color to make cool effects, such as the illusion of moving objects. Hint, hint. Update 2.0. Update 2.0 added the new game mode, the Robot. The Robot controlled like the Cube, except that it could jump higher if the button was held down. Along with the Robot came 2 new levels, Geometrical Dominator, which showed off the new editor features, as well as the new robots, and Deadlocked, the new and hardest demon level in the official levels. Everybody struggled with this level at first, because it was a really difficult level with some timing, some tricks, like basically everything, and it used the new game modes as well, which made it even trickier. 2.0 introduced so many new editor features and objects, like teleportation portals, move triggers that enabled objects to be moved while you're playing a level, animated objects like monsters that open and close their mouths, and they could also be custom animated to like have their mouths open all the time or closed all the time. There was also coins that could be placed in custom user levels called user coins, and infinite color channels instead of the previous 4 that were available. In 2.0, a large update was made to user accounts, which now could have profile pages, allowing people to post update messages to tell people about their current situation or to hype up new levels they're creating. Users could also send messages to other users, creating a more private chat in-game. Update 2.1. Our current update, Update 2.1, introduces the Spider game mode, which switches gravity faster than the ball and almost teleports from the top of level to the bottom or vice versa. People could also learn to use the spider in the new level Finger Dash, which also showcased some of the new decorations one could use to spruce up your levels. 2.1's main features were all of the new, continuously updated parts of GD. Quests were added, which asked for specific criteria and offered a reward of diamonds. Diamonds and mana orbs were a new currency used in 2.1. Diamonds gave you achievements the more you collected, and the mana orbs could also be used to buy icons and the new death effects in the shops. A community shop was also added after a contest event was held to get many users' suggestions on new icons that could be played as in the game. Daily levels, weekly demons, and gauntlets were also added. Gauntlets were a type of revamped map packs, which contained 5 levels instead of 3, and rewarded more than a secret coin, with icons and other currencies being possible rewards as well. 5 new ratings were added for levels throughout the game. An epic rating was added, for levels that were thought better than a feature, which was the standard rating, with a star rate coming below a feature. Demon levels used to only have 1 face, but that rating was then split up into 5 separate ratings. The old demon face became a hard demon rating, while an easy demon and medium demon rating were added before it, and the insane and extreme demon ratings were added after it. This held the difficulty of an already difficult level to a more accurate scale, allowing users to decide what levels they could handle and which ones they could not. Update 2.2. Since Update 2.2 has not been released yet at the time of this video, these features are not certain. It is believed that there will be new camera options, such as an offset static, which means it stays in place, or a zoomed-in camera. A reverse option will be added for all pads and jump orbs in the game, where the player reverses direction in the level, literally going backwards in a level. Unlike the mirror mode that was added in Update 1.1 with Time Machine, because the mirror mode has a whole animation where it switches you, but the progress bar keeps going forwards. With the reverse mode, it would actually bring the percentage of how far you are in the level backwards. A free fly mode could also be added. A scale trigger, which scales objects during a level's duration, may be added, along with optional new platforming controls, which allow the player to move back and forth as they please. a new game mode may be added, also called the Swing Copter, which would swing back and forth. Many fans have made these already in 2.1 by using green orbs and a dual ball with one of them is on top of lots of blue orbs while the other one is below, and they make it swing back and forth. A level called Explorers also might be added to teach the use of the Swing Copter. Hopefully. I hope that the Swing Copter will be in Explorers, but we're not sure. And it's going to use the song Explorers by Hinkik, who made the Time Leaper song and lots of other famous Geometry Dash used songs. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. It's a bit of a change from what I normally do. But if you like it, leave a like. You're already leaving a view, but also if you want to leave a comment and have any suggestions for future top countdown videos or anything else, just leave a comment. Thank you guys so much for watching, and bye!